Welcome to an Astroflower All Signs meeting. Welcome to the family. I hope you're enjoying life. I hope you're enjoying the channel. I'd like to thank everybody who's already subscribed to this channel and your support for this channel. It really shows in the figures, in people watching the videos and watching all the way from the beginning through to the end. Really getting into it, getting some lovely comments as well. So thank you very much for all of you people there. For those of you who are not part of the Astroflower family, it's not complicated. In fact, it's very easy. You just need to subscribe and click that bell. On the weeklies, we did a little competition that's running on Instagram. So you may want to go and look at your weekly because you're going to need a keyword from your weekly in order to join in the competition for a free reading or a free healing session with myself. So as going back through all the readings of the weeklies for every single sign, this is going to be time stamped. So we're going to be pulling some cards on the solstice, which is coming out. Well, the solstice will be here tomorrow morning in the UK, very early morning in America on the East Coast. And guess last thing at night at the West Coast. In Australia, it's going to be probably tonight at some point, Monday. It's according to GMT. I'm going to be doing an energy update on the Cymatic TV, which will be a solstice special as well, getting the messages from the Earth, the chakra sequences and stuff like that. Because as I said, there's something that's been brewing and it's been noticeable on Cymatic TV where we get the energies, where we go on the energy lines, and I do a weekly report on that. That there's something coming up that the humans need to look at good. 2 weeks ago, the message was, we need to take a good hard look at ourselves in the mirror, and that's a collective look at ourselves in the mirror. Yes, you can look at your individual lives and everyone's always got things to change. I'm a Capricorn. I'm pretty harsh and hard in accordance to sort of truth and being straight. Everybody's got something to work on. So we've all got our bits, our contribution to make to that evolutionary process, which we call life. There seems to be an element coming through at the moment for the solstice. Now, you'll see the sun. I don't know which side it will pop up on, but here's the sun coming through at the moment. I said on Cymatic TV last week that the message was, just tell me your dreams. What are you dreaming of? That's what the Earth is asking. And I said there was going to, there risks to be sort of like a big solar flare on the solstice. And we're not too far away now. I'm recording this on the Monday the 20th, and this sun here that you've seen or you're seeing, it's got a lot of filament energies attached to it, but there is a lot of sunspots as well. We're in solar maximum, so at the moment it should in theory be affecting your sign, your Astroflower, through the elements of fire and air normally. But because the sun has been in this strange rhythm, and I equate it a lot to pole shift, and I go into a lot of that on Cymatic TV as well, because I've been dowsing for 30 years these ley lines, and I know what ley lines feel like, and they have changed a lot over the last 30 years. This pole shift, and normally it's air and fire that sort of really kicks in. But this time, I think it's going to be fire and water, because there's a lot of filament energies mixed in with it as well. So if there is a flare that comes off, and I would have thought it may come off at some point, either from later on today or tomorrow during the day, it'd be interesting to see that. You can see that on solarham.org on their X-ray flux. It's very easy to see it on there, see what's happening. But I will be doing an energy update on Cymatic TV, so you might want to get down to that. So keep an eye out on your flower and see where the elements are being affected, which elements are affecting which petals. If it is a filament eruption, it's going to be heightening your water. if there was a solar flare accompanied with it, it's going to be heightening the water and fire crossings points in the petals. As I say, you can look in the description below, you'll find your flower. We are actually going to go through all of these, but let's just go through the general thing that was coming through the readings this week. Now, this week, the most noticeable card that came out was Judgment. And everyone, I think it came out in 8 signs. So, and I did the readings over 2 days. I shuffle the pack a lot between readings. It's very strange to see. So I think there's a definite change coming up. There was also, if you didn't have the Judgment in your spread, you often had either the Hermit or the Hangman. So there is this evolutionary step that comes from within each and every single one of us. The other thing that was, the other cards that were really noticeable was the Queen of Cups. So it's obviously emotionally bound. And another one was the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool. So it is all about a changing moment. And I think it's emotionally driven. So as the as the solstice comes through, I think there's going to be like an emotional realization. We're seeing that in France at the moment with the political situation. People are waking up to a situation over here. I don't vote. I'm not politically orientated as a person at all, but I just observe what's going on in the world around me. So there is a definite emotional thing coming up. Another thing that was quite interesting was, and it's not for all of them, but it was for quite a few, was the Two of Pentacles or the Two of Wands. Now, so it's concentrating. It's really focusing on the things that are worth focusing on, and also planning as well. One other thing that was coming up quite a lot was not as much as the other cards, but was the Five of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the Page of Swords. So there was and I read the Five of Wands. Yeah, it could be competition. It can be conflict as well, of course. But I also, depending on where it falls within your flower, there's a definite sensation of reaching for your better self, reaching for the highest, the best example of yourself that you can give. And the world will benefit from this. And this could be this good hard look that we need to look at ourselves collectively. So I was just going to do a reading for each sign here and equate the elements that are going through your flower and just see where we were going to be pulling some cards. We're going to be pulling 3 cards for each. It is time stamped, so if you want to go on to see your reading, you can just click on the timestamp in the comment, the pinned comment below, and it'll take you to your reading. Okay, we're going to be pulling 3 cards, one on the emotional side, one on the financial side, and one on the overall energy, and we'll see what's going on with that. Okay, we're going to do it as I do it in the readings on the weekly. So we're going to be starting with earth, then we go on to water, fire, then air. So it is amazing once you get into the rhythms of life and the rhythms of the sun, the rhythms of the energy. It becomes a lot more evident to actually see what's going on in front of us. So let's just start off with one thing before we do start. We are all part of this. We are all part of the solution. Every single person is part of the solution. So commenting, expressing your side of the story is really important on these sort of videos. If we get involved, and I tend to get involved in other people's videos as well, simply because it helps for the general understanding. There's no wrong and there's no right in any of this. And if anybody has a go at you, then just forget about them. Don't worry about them. Or anybody calls you stupid for thinking like that. That's their own personal problems. Okay, so you know, it's good to sort of comment and everything like that, and it'd be good to share it, because once we share these sort of things, you know, everybody starts getting on the same page. So there you go. Let's get on with the first reading. Let's get on with Earth signs. So Taurus, let's get on with your sign first of all. Hello, Taurus. So we've got the three cards out here. The main elements that I think will be connecting with you, or the main petals that will be connecting, will be the guides guides on both sides, but also how the universe is infecting your karmic path and your karmic path on your material side. That's simply because you've got a lot of fire and water. There's water up here. They've got that fire coming down here from Aries, and you've got that water coming out from Cancer above you there. So this is where I would think it's going to be affecting you most. I would have thought it's going to be affecting you mainly on your financial side, but it depends on the emotions that sort of come out of this, okay? Because it's emotional sort of changes that seem to be going ahead. Let's just see what we got as an overall message. Yeah, the overall message is, don't worry about being too passionate about something. If I was you, if you're really passionate about something, whatever it is you're doing in life, and this could be relations, this could be money, it doesn't matter. If you're really passionate about it, live that passion fully. And don't worry about what the rest of the world may think, because it's a long road, life, and it's very short. So make sure you passionately enjoy it. This is what seems to be the overall message that's coming through for you. Let's just see what that's the overall reading for you. I think it's mainly on the financial side, but as with those elements, let's just see what's going on with the overall energy here. Keep your eyes on the road and your hands upon the wheel. I woke up this morning and I got myself a beer. No, that's probably not a good idea. But yeah, no, keep your eyes on the road and your hands upon the wheel. So basically it's asking you to sort of like keep straight ahead. The here and now, the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands actually came out quite a lot in the readings as well. You didn't actually have it, but you had the Queen of Cups in exactly that same position as well. And I think this is what it's saying here. The here and now, she's really concentrating on that petal there. You know, that flower, that flame there. And she's really passionate about what she's doing. She's really enjoying life. Absolutely. I love that. I love that card, really do. And a really good overall card for you. It sums up that overall reading that I was saying earlier on. Let's just have a look what's going on your emotional side. And this is how the elements, how the energy is going to change for the solstice coming through. It's a difficult time for you, Taurus, in relationship side. I think it's difficult for Tauruses anyway in regards to relationships, because Taurus is so, they know what they're doing, they're sure about what they're doing, and they expect the rest of the world to just understand that they're going off and doing their thing. And you know, some people might be a little bit too sensitive for you in that respect. And I would concentrate on the path and keep your hands on the wheel. Learning about your softer side. I think that's what this whole sort of thing is. Yeah. So the magician, learning about your softer side. So if you can develop your relationships on the side, as well as concentrating on your path, and it doesn't take much. It's just a simple phone call here and stuff like that, or it's simply just going, going around to friends, seeing how they're doing, going out for a meal, or going out for a walk, or just doing things, very simple things, because you're going to need that downtime as well. Okay, and it seems like you need to be the provocator of this. Okay, let's see what's going on the financial sort of side. Boy. Busy, busy bee. That's what you're going to be. This is that keep your head down and keep charging. Knight of Swords. There you go. Knight of Swords, it's call to action. This is it. Busy, busy bee. Keep it going. Let's just see what's going on, the overall outcome. Let's just pull that out. Fair exchange. And I think that's got to do with the making sure everything is, you're working hard. Therefore, you should be playing hard. That's the way it should be going. So if I was you, play hard, work hard and play hard. Keep your eyes on the roads and your hands upon the wheel, Taurus. Okay, so there you go, Taurus. Thank you very much. And I will see you in the weeklies. Right, next one up is Virgo. So Virgo, yes. Welcome to your solstice reading. I thank you very much, Virgo. You've been really good supporters of this channel. My heart goes out to you. Really do appreciate that support that you've been giving us. So what's going to be happening for you? So we're looking at mainly water and fire. So there's not a lot of water and fire in your sign. It's mainly air and earth. You're a pure earth sign, and you've got a lot of logic that goes along with it. I think it's going to be affecting mainly the underside here and the transition between the two guides, your guides that deal with the super subconscious and the guides that deal with your subconscious. If you want to know more about that, you have your book in the description below. So let's just pick out these three cards here. Let's see what's going on for you for this solstice changeover, okay? I think it's going to stimulate that whole idea of progressing forward, of moving into a new era for you, I think, from one stage to another. That's what it seems like here. And as I say, you've got that water that comes in there. You've got the water that comes in there. That's the only bit of water you've got in your sign by the looks of it, yes. And you've got that bit of fire that down there and that little bit of fire up there. So it's a real transitional sort of thing. I think it's going to be affecting this sort of transition between the two, and how you feed from that karmic path and realize it into your everyday life. Let's just see what's going on with the overall message here. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. That's what it seems to be like for you. It could well be the fact that your birthday is coming up very soon. Obviously, it's in a couple of months. So I wouldn't stress too much about life at the moment. Concentrate on the sort of where you want to be in life geographically, what you want to be doing physically, and that sort of thing. Okay, but it's this solstice thing is, I think it's a release of emotions for you, and how you actually express those emotions in the world around you. So not getting too caught up in other people's stories and getting caught up in living life and enjoying life. Let's just see what the overall energy is going on here. You had the Fool in that position there, and this seems like it's sort of saying solid as a rock to me. It's saying, yeah, be solid as a rock, basically. Well, the moon, you couldn't really get less sort of, well, I suppose it's a big piece of rock up there, but it's all about hidden stuff that's underneath. So yeah, if you're solid, so let's say, if you think about it like this, being as solid as a rock within a river, that's, you know, that foundation, and the river sort of flows around you, which is that moon sort of thing. So if you're just sort of, you know, sit back, observe, you're going to understand a lot about what's going on the underneath. And that may serve you a lot in the going future. So I would be, emotionally, I would be a little bit detached from the situation. Let's see what's going on with your relationships and your emotional sort of side. Enjoy, 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 enjoy. That's what it seems to be saying here. Enjoy. That's what the Seven of Wands. So she's sort of like sitting in her bubble. And I think that's about that observation thing I was saying there. Sitting back and observing, sitting in your own power, realizing that you are in your safe space. And I think that's a case of observing, not getting too tangled up in other people's emotions and life. So I would be very wary of that this coming 3 months or coming month and a half with this solstice energy that's going to be coming through. It's certainly going to be building up into you over the next month. Let's see what's going on the financial sort of side, on the money side. Learning how to manifest your future. So learning how to manifest the place that you want to live in, the activities you want to do physically, the job you want to be doing, physical job you want to be doing. So it's a learning process that seems to be going on here. And you couldn't get better than that, the Queen of Pentacles, because it's pretty much part of the earth signs. Would it say it's Virgo? I do. I'll be much more sort of like the Knight of Pentacles, or Knight, yeah. But yeah, the Queen of Pentacles, she's sitting at the base of the tree of knowledge, so she understands a lot. And I think this whole sitting back observing, you're going to actually crack up quite a few big nuts out there. Excuse the pun, but yeah, it seems like you're going to be going forward into something that's, by sitting still and observing, you're going to be able to understand a lot about how things work around you. If you take that time out over this month to just not get involved emotionally and all of that, all of a sudden you're going to be able to really, build a better future, because that's what this next 2 months until your birthday is all about. Is about planning your future. Okay, let's just see how the overall message is going through. Marrying your body, mind and spirit, just putting it all together in one happy package. So there you go, Virgo. Don't forget, you will have your readings, your weekly readings coming out on Thursday. So you might want to see that for the first week of the after the solstice. And yeah, if you're not already subscribed and part of the Astroflower family, you only need to click that button and click the bell as well, because apparently that's really important. Yeah. So there you go, Virgo. Moving Capricorn. Hi, Capricorn. How are you doing? Yeah, you didn't have the Judgment card in your pack, but you did have another thing which came up quite a lot, which was the High Priestess, and about looking forward and that fall. And that was on the emotional sort of side. And there's something, there was a bit of walking away or walking towards something more than anything else, I think, for you guys. Yeah, with a lot of happiness in there. So where is it going to be affecting you? It is going to be affecting you on this section here. So we're talking about the overall energy, your inner being, and the guides that are working with you on your relationship and emotional sort of side. There is a lot of water down this side, and you do have a lot of water in you, Capricorn. You have more water than you do actually earth in overall. But that's how the Astroflower works. If you want to see your Astroflower, go down in the description below. If it really does just kick off like the solar flares, that's where it's going to be bubbling under the surface. And where I think you'd have to be, you've got to stand tall and be squared off, as it were. Okay, so let's just go through and see what these overall reading is for the solstice for you. Okay, let's just see what's happening. What's the overall energy coming up for Capricorn? Capricorn. It's setting things into motion. So basically, you're coming into your summer months. You should really start getting a lot of fruits out of what the work you've been doing over the last sort of 6 months. And you should be really putting long-term plans into place and actually activating them at the moment. to carry you through that autumn period. So it seems to be sort of like now is the time to start activating it. And I think things are coming a little bit more tangible around you, a little bit more sort of concrete. Let's just go straight in and see what the overall energy is of this solstice. Day and night for you. Change your fortunes, change your vibrations, much more emotionally driven, because you are highly emotionally driven, Capricorn. You don't seem like on the surface to everybody else in the outside world, but underneath there is a lot of emotions within a Capricorn. And this seems to be here where the overall energy here is a real turning point for you. Yeah, Four of Pentacles. You might be a little bit guarded about how you give your emotions out at the moment, and also financial sort of side, because you do worry quite a lot about your financial side. You like your security and stuff like that. I would be a little bit wary of it because that may hold you back. I'm not a gambling sort of type of person either, but yeah, I just would be selective about how you do your things, you know, how you invest in other people and in your relationships and on also your money side. Let's just see what's going on here on the relationships and emotional sort of side. They're pushing up. They're sort of saying get involved, sociable, making new friends, making a whole new start. King of Knight of Pentacles says, yeah, building a whole new harvest, the planting of the seeds for a brighter future, or a more secure future. And you know that Knight is planting all those seeds there. So these are like, I think it's a case of it's a good time to meet people that maybe that you haven't seen for some time, but I think it's more a case of meeting certain people that you're going to know for a very long time in your life. This is a very good opening opportunity to explore and expand your friendships across the board. Yeah, so I think it's more of a time of that for socializing, but getting, you know, and meeting a new people basically. Let's see what's going on the financial sort of side. Things are really picking up for you, I think. And I think this is one of those moments where you're going to realize you're coming out of Pluto. And all of a sudden things are going to start flowing for you again, rather than starting flowing for you and then get boom, cut off. Because that's what it's been like for you for the last 10 years, Capricorn. But it's this time here, it's going to flow through, and it seems like, you know, start wishing big. If you're going to ask someone for, you know, someone, I think it was my dad. My dad taught me, a lovely guy, really nice guy, very intelligent guy, an amazing guy to speak to. And he used to say sort of like, if you're going to ask someone to invest in your business, don't just ask them for what you need, ask them for, you know, a good considerable amount, and people tend to respect you a bit more. I didn't quite understand it. It's money sort of thing, not really my sort of thing. But anyway, you know, I think it's a case here of sort of kind of, if you're going to dream big. Call to action. You and Taurus are running the similar sort of thing here. Capricorn and Taurus are running the sort of thing. So you're being called on that mission. And it seems to be here where it's going to be emotionally driven as well. And it'll bring you forward to a beautiful, beautiful result, basically. Let's just see the overall energy here, or the result of it all. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. It's not the Queen of Cups at all. Ace of Cups. So it is a new beginning, emotionally new beginning for you, Capricorn. Looks really nice for your solstice energy changes. Get over to Cymatic TV and you'll see the energy update, which I will be doing actually on the solstice. It will be coming out Tuesday. Yeah, so there you go, Capricorn. If you're already subscribed, thank you very much for your support for this channel. YouTube are not helping us particularly. So any support that you guys give us by sharing this video, posting it on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you can post it, would be really, really nice to have that support. If you want to subscribe, we would love you to be here. It's very easy. Just subscribe and click that bell, and we will see you then. Thank you very much, Capricorn, and I will see you for your weekly on Thursday. Scorpio, right, Scorpio, this is going to be solstice reading. Let's just see what's going on with your, basically to do with your reading of last week. I'll get it there in a minute. It's quite a vibrant one as far as I could tell. Not going back to your old self, I think was the way to look at it, basically. Yeah, if you keep pushing on, going forward and being true to yourself, it should be really good. This solstice will bring out that emotional sort of side, which can be a little bit trying for you, sort of Scorpio. There's not a lot of fire in your sign. You've only got the 2 bits of fire coming through here. You can see all of that on your flower, which is in the description below. And the rest of it is there's a lot of earth inside, but there is quite a lot of water as well, and quite a bit of air. So if it's going to affect anything, it'll be up here, but it may affect your emotions at the base. So it may be a case of re-evaluating how you have your relationships within, or re-evaluating your relationships that you have around you at the moment. So let's just see the overall energy of what's going on for this solstice. It's like, imagine like you're going to a party somewhere and you've got to walk to it, and there's several hills to get to that party. It's like you're coming to that last hill and you just can't see the lights of the party or hear the noise of the party yet. And you're looking at the hill just kind of going, no, I can't be bothered. And you've got to go. You've got to go over that hill. You've got to do it. You've got to push on through. That's what it's saying there. Don't give up. That's what it's saying. You know, because you're amazing, Scorpio, when you put yourself to it. You know, when you don't get in, you don't get involved in doubt within you, or trying to get a perfect outcome, because it's never going to get a perfect outcome. And sometimes your estimations or your anticipations could actually be your downfall. You know, your expectations can cause you problems, because it doesn't always plan out like we think it's going to pan out, you know. So let's just see the overall energy. So don't give up, basically, was that. Let's just see what the overall energy is flowing through from this solstice here. Don't try and carry everything on your shoulders at the same time. Past 6 of Cups. Remembering, okay, so remembering, it's a good evaluation of sort of seeing where you've been to and where you're going to. I think this is like a midpoint for you in a way. It's like that last hill that I'm talking about, where you get on top of the hill and you're going towards that party, that life thing, and you can see where you've come from. And it could be a moment of, as I say, re-evaluating your relationships with other people that are around you. Or just even, re-evaluating your relationships that are around you. I think that's because it's much more emotionally driven. Now, let's see what's going on this sort of side. And it's almost jokingly, they're almost jokingly sort of saying it to me, sort of that. There's fun in them there hills. And it's sort of saying, you know, enjoy the journey, enjoy getting there. That's what it's saying. It seems to sort of saying. Temperance, patience, timing. Keep going, Scorpio. There is going to be this emotional sort of flipping or pivoting point for you. And be patient about it, because it's going to take time to filter through. And you are very patient, Scorpio. You can be incredibly patient with life. Not patient with yourself, but patient with the outside world. And it's a case of maybe being a little bit more patient with yourself. Cut yourself a bit of slack, I think. Okay, you know, because it can be difficult sometimes when we put on those expectations, because we end up doing a lot of things that we shouldn't really be doing. So just take it easy with yourself. See what's going on the money side of things. There's possibilities on the horizon, there's no doubt about it, and there's things coming in for you. It is sort of saying, make hay while the sun shines, I think. Knight of Wands. That's all to do with timing as well. So this is getting into sync with your relationships, your emotional sort of side, and your financial sort of side. Getting it all into position. And I think it's, as I say, I think it's going to be a pivotal point between the past and the future. And I think this is what it's going to be playing out the most. Let's just have a quick look to see what the overall energy is going forward. Tough decisions to be made. There's tough decisions to be made. And I think that's that reevaluation that I was talking about. So there you go, Scorpio. Don't forget, your weekly reading will be coming out on Friday. So I will see you here on Friday for your weekly reading. If you're part of the Astroflower family, I do thank you for your support of this channel. If you want to support this channel, it's very simple. You just need to subscribe and click that bell, and you will be helping us in that way. Okay. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun. Please do enjoy it, and I will see you on Friday. Pisces. Yeah, Pisces, how you doing? Just having a look at your cards as well. Very powerful, really. A lot of concentration from you guys, and concentrating on the things that are actually providing for you by the looks of things. And it will be interesting to see how these emotions play into you. You have water and fire at the base here on petals 1, 2, and 3. So that's where it's going to be mainly affecting that karmic path, as it were, going forward. So I'm just moving that to one side. Karmic path sort of going forward, as it were. The base of things, which seem to be going through you. So, you know, it may pull up a lot of emotions for you in this solstice period, and this change of the energies. I'll see you over on Cymatic TV for the message concerning that. Let's just see what the overall energy is going through here. A river that runs deep makes no sound. So, but it is a huge amount of force. And it's like you have this huge amount of force that is sleeping within you. And maybe this solstice, you're going to get it activated. Let's just see what the overall energy is going through here. Carving out the life that you wish to lead, like a river carves out the bends in its meandering journey from the mountain to the sea. Okay, the sun. Carving out the life that you wish to enjoy. So yeah, do enjoy. It is all about enjoyment and enjoying your emotions. You know, life is not always easy, that's sure, for anybody. But it's a case here that you're allowed to live you're going to have these emotions that come to the surface. That's going to bring absolute joy, and you'll realize you're a real force of nature, which is difficult for a fish because they don't really have any horns or, you know, you know, sort of defenses or things like that. So you know, it's quite difficult sometimes for Pisces. I understand. Okay, let's just see what's going on the relationship side and the emotional sort of side of life. Allowing people to connect with you, to bathe in your river. That's what it's sort of saying there. Okay, so don't, you know, allowing people to bathe in your river, allowing people to connect to you, but it's probably not a good idea to take on their emotionals, stress and strains. Be emotionally available for everybody, but don't necessarily, you know, carry the woes of the world upon your shoulders. Otherwise, you'll dampen your sun, which will be a shame because there is that fire coming up through there, and it's coming through the physical side and running over to the emotional sort of side. So it looks like the money is going to feed your emotional side, your social activities. Let's just see what's going on with the money side. It's a little bit like there's a lot of possibilities here, and you should be very selective about what you take. 10 of Cups, really good. As I say, you've got that cardinal fire that goes running right up through you there, which comes from Aries, and it's very calculative fire. And it's basically on your financial side, as I said, it's going to be feeding your emotional sort of side. And it looks like the job side of things is going to be really nice if you choose the things that really make you happy within your job, within your business, and just follow that. And it seems like you're going to be heading towards beautiful sunshine. It's in the planning stage a little bit at the moment, but I think it's a case of now starting to activate it. Just be careful not to be overthrown by the emotional, you know, the world around you, your relationship sides and stuff like that. Okay, so let's just see the overall energy going forward. Queen of Swords. So yeah, being very clear about your emotions going forward, staying true to yourself, and just allowing life to push you through. That fire's pushing through there, and she's facing that way as well. So it's almost as if like, allow your passions to be your guide. There you go, Pisces, for your solstice reading. You will have your weekly readings coming out on Friday, and I will see you over on this channel. Very easy to be part of the Astroflower family. Just need to subscribe and click the bell here on YouTube, and you will be part of it. Obviously, you've got your book as well in the description below, and I will be doing the energy update on Cymatic TV. In the meantime, Pisces, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Cancer, happy birthday to you. It's solstice season for you. As a Capricorn who has the winter solstice on me, on my sign as well, I understand that changing point of view that you may well have in your life according to your birthday. It is a real start of the summer. You are that fresh intake of sunshine, and in the northern hemisphere, of course. In the southern hemisphere, it's the winter season, so it's a completely different situation, which you would see in your Astroflower book. If you go down in the description below, you'll find a copy of it that you can get your hands on. Okay, the main thing I think is going to be trying how you put your passions within the physical world. I think that is going to be the emotional input from the solstice, because you don't have a lot of water. You're like Capricorn. Capricorn doesn't have any earth in the middle of them. You have a lot of earth in the middle of you because you are that water sign, and you actually have more earth than you do water. If you want to see your flower, go down in the description below and you'll see it there. So let's just see what's going on for this solstice reading. Okay, let's just get the overall energies going through. It's going out all over the place. It's rebirth, basically. You're rebirthing. It is to do with your birthdays, obviously, and you may well feel those emotions coming up through you. That whole sort of, it can be a bit sort of like, it's like that moment just before you pop the cork in champagne. It's the anticipation before the cork actually goes pop. And you know, and then you obviously got to pour the champagne before it sort of starts spilling all over the place. But it's that anticipation that's sort of coming through you. So it can be a bit angsty, but if you flow through and you you lift your head up and you start heading down your path, everything should be hunky dory by the looks of things. Let's just see what the overall energy is going through for you. Building, and building, creating, putting into place plans that you've had over the last sort of 3 months, kind of going, I'd like to do this, I'd like to do that. It's all about building strength, about building. Yes, I was going to say empire, and you know, you get that on the King of Wands, the lion on the King of Wands. And I think this is it, about being true to yourself of what you want to be doing. And I think that comes through in the solstice for you. It's going to be that emotional drive that's going to put the passion into what you can physically do in this world, and then help you to put those emotions together with the physical world. Let's see what's going on in the relationships and the emotional sort of side of life. Push back. You know, some people can be annoyed that you're in a happy place, and I would celebrate even more your happiness if I was you. And it seems that way. So it's just sort of saying, it's not a case of I'm all right, Jack, but sort of kind of saying, I seem to have a rhythm that is really good for me. That's what that's what's sort of coming through here. And you should celebrate that feeling of balance and harmony. Yeah, totally. That's what it's about. Of just feeling at one with all your relationships that are around you. And if they try and knock you down, it's like water on the back of a duck. It's just going to roll off. You know, it's not gonna, it's not gonna touch you at all. It just seems like, don't worry about the relationships. It's really concentrating on your passions and staying true to yourself. Let's see what's going on the financial sort of side. Because this is where you do have a lot more of your fire. Determination, grit and determination. It runs true to this. I think this is going to create those passions that are going to push you on, basically. Knight of Wands. Yes, that's what's very passionate about that. It's rhythmical. It's the beat of that drum, that whole sort of extra fire, that passion that every time you hit it, and the funny thing is she's got 4 wands that are behind her. So this is sort of like a Knight of Wands that's going through a portal, going from one dimension to another. And I think this is where your passions are going to be reignited with living life. Should we just see what the overall outcome is going forward? Okay. 3 of Pentacles. Working with other people, getting your holy place and recognition within the community that is around you. There you go, Cancer. I hope you did enjoy that. If you're part of the Astroflower family and you're already subscribed and clicked that bell, I thank you very much for your support. If you want to be part of the Astroflower family, it's very simple. All you need to do is click the subscribe button and the notification bell. Apparently that's really important. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun. So please do enjoy. And I will see you guys on Friday for your weekly. Oh, how you doing? Yes, just looking at your elements at the moment. Obviously you've got a lot of fire because you're a fire sign. You've got a lot of fire on the outside. You do have a bit of fire at the base there, but it is mainly mixed with the earth. And the only bit of water you do have is coming in from Cancer, which is just next to you, over this section here. So if it's going to affect anything, I think it's going to affect the solstice, may affect the way, and you come out, the way you, a little bit like Cancer actually, funnily enough, how you actually apply yourself, apply your passions within the physical world. Okay, that's what it's sort of coming through here at the moment, and it's going to be a realization within the conversation within yourself, how you actually do things and how that passion flows through you, and how you engage in that conversation in your subconscious and apply your karmic path in your path, your karmic path in your life. Sorry. Okay. Let's just get the overall energy that's flowing through here. It's like a loaded spring. That's what it's sort of saying. And it's like sort of saying, on your marks, get set, right? And it's like, there's 3 stages to it, and you still haven't got to the 3rd stage yet. And that's because you're in a month before your birthday. So it may be emotionally quite trying for you, but then you don't really have a lot of fire or water on the relationship side. If anything, it's going to create a lot of questioning in your conversation. Let's just see the overall energy here. Sit tight. Virgo had a similar sort of thing to you as well on that. Sit tight. Yeah, sit tight. Observe. Don't get lost in your emotions. And don't get caught up in don't be triggered by the outside world. Okay. 6 of Wands, pure victory. This is what this loaded spring, I think, was about. The potential that you are gradually accumulating in this solstice changeover, where you can see things completely differently within the emotional world around you, is really going to trigger things for you in the future. We might see that at the end with an overall going out card. Let's just see what's going on the relationship side. So the overall energy is building up the potential of opportunities. This is also solid as a rock. Obligation, and I don't think it's necessarily your obligation. I think it's the obligation of the rest of the world according to you. So I would be observant and emotionally how people are true to their emotions according to you. 5 of Cups, a bit disappointed. So yeah, it may build a bit of disappointment, but at the end of the day, you know, once you realise that those cups are being wasted, you're going to realise you have got the Ace of Cups in your hand, the pure, the absolute joy to live. And I think that's where it comes in for you, where this observation thing and realising what things work for you in relationships and what things don't work for you in relationships. And it, you know, there may be some disappointment in it, but I think it's more a case of, you know, just realising what doesn't work for you in order to know what works for you. Okay, let's see what's going on the financial sort of side of life. There is a bit of a warning here. It's like the best laid plans can go awry. So I don't know the exact phrase, but it seems a little bit like that here. So it is loading, as I say, that spring as well, but it seems to be very concentrated on the mechanics of how things actually works. 9 of Swords. So yeah, it could be a case of and anticipating, and maybe the wait or being patient about starting those things can give you a bit of sleepless nights. Don't worry too much about that, the mechanics about things. just get the idea of how you want life to be and how you want to start it after your birthdays, because that's when the energy will come back to you, and you'll have the passion and then the force in order to do things. But I wouldn't worry too much about physically where you're going to live, physically what you're going to do as a job. That should have already gone through you now. If you keep worrying about it, you're just going to actually dig holes in your own path rather than just walking down your path. So I would suggest walking on, and yeah, just making sure that the passion and the emotions of the world around you fit with you. Okay, I think that's more than anything else. But you've definitely got huge potential in you. There is phenomenal potential in you, and as that spring's being compressed, it's almost allowing the rest of the world to sort of encase you in a way. So you may feel a lot of pressure from the outside world at the moment, from every side of life around you at the moment. But that is going to be released in the next sort of 3 or 4 weeks. Be interesting to see what happens on your weekly reading next week here on the channel on Saturday. Okay, let's just see what the overall energy is going through you. Bright ideas. I would get into the idea of looking forward, not necessarily running forward, but certainly planning for your future thing. Okay, there you go, Leo. If you're already subscribed, we do appreciate the support that you give this channel. If you want to support this channel, it's very easy. You just need to subscribe and click that bell. If you do it, it's only going to take 2 seconds, and it would be an absolute joy to have you here. Okay, I will see you, as I said, on Saturday for your weekly readings for the end of June, beginning of July. In the meantime, Leo, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Yes, Sagittarius, how you going, Sagittarius? You're one of those, you're like Gemini, which is your opposite sign. You've only got fire on the surface. You're very passionate about life, but there's a lot of water underneath, a lot of emotional stuff going on for you generally in life. And that passion is about living life. That's all on the surface. So if you want to see your Astroflower composition, please go down in the description below and you'll be able to bring up your Astroflower, the composition of all your elements. I think it's going to be affecting basically emotionally how you apply yourself on your karmic path and realizing, what am I doing here in life? It's maybe a massive question, but I think it's going to help you to focus how you apply yourself in your life according to what you want to achieve with your time here on Earth. Okay, so let's just go through it here. The overall energy coming through for you, Sagittarius, is no more doubt, no more indecision. Your emotions are going to be, just follow your emotions. Follow your emotions. Follow your passions and your emotions. But I'd say more your emotions than anything else. On the surface, you allow that passion to activate when you engage with life around you. But yeah, follow your emotions. Allow your emotions to actually express themselves in your life. And I think it will do you very good and the people around you. Let's just see what the overall energy is going through you here for you. Very quick energy. Victories. If you follow your emotions and you allow the emotions to flow through you, according to the solstice, it looks like you're going to get quite a few victories coming in for you. And it just seems to be really quick. Okay. The Star. Yeah, dream big. Blow it. Dream big. All that water, because you've got water there, you've got water there, and you've got water there. But you've also got water there, but it's all concentrating through the middle of you. Dream big. Allow your emotions to overflow into what possibilities there can be. Yeah, if you're going to ask for something, ask for something big. If I was you, Sagittarius, on your relationship side, let's just have a look here, see what's going on. It's a take it or leave it sort of scenario here, sort of kind of going, I am what I am. I am what I am. Na, na, na. Anyway, there's a song in there somewhere, but it's just be who you are. And, you know, if people have got a problem with it, that is their problem. That's the sort of attitude that you need to sort of take with it. You've got so much to offer. King of Cups, Knight of Cups, sorry. You've got so much to offer to the world around you. And if you allow your emotions to be that guide, all of a sudden it can take any form. It can be love, it can be passionate about an activity you do, it can be the love for the job you do, for the love for your family, your friends, your community, whatever it is, on that sort of side, on your relationship side, just offer it out. And, you know, if you like what you see, people, take it, enjoy. Engage with Sagittarius. And it's just kind of going, I am what I am. Yeah, really nice. Let's see what's going on your money side. It's really pulling it in here. But it's pulling it in like it's pulling investment, not necessarily financial gain, but investment for projects going forward. So depending on what you're dreaming about to do, will depend upon how the finances come into it. So if you're dreaming about, if your ultimate thing is just to be down on the beach, you know, you could be living in a caravan in a campsite by the beach. But if you sort of turn around and sort of say, I want to live in a place where I can actually have other people come and stay with me, therefore you're going to need a bigger house and etc. So if I was you, dream big. And this is all about bringing in investments for going forward. The moon, unforeseen. So it is looking to fuel your projects, and in order to fuel those projects, it's going to come from outside of you rather than within you. It seems like there's investment coming in your way. I'm not sure you're going to see it straight off the bat, and it may come like a curveball out of the blue, out of the middle of nowhere. But if you dream big and you're just, you know, you are what you are, I think you're going to get that investment, and it's going to surprise you. I think it's going to surprise you. See what's going on in the overall energy. Oof, that was a bit of a shock. 8 of Cups. Yeah, walking away from your old you, walking towards the new you. It is that. What did I say in the beginning? Something about emotions. No more doubt or decision. Walking away from that doubt and indecision within you. Okay? And just going ahead and just doing it. Just do it. Just do it, Sagittarius. Nothing to lose. There is really the only thing to lose is life itself if you don't do it. That's the thing. So there you go, Sagittarius. Hope you did enjoy that, or it helped you out. If you're already part of the Astroflower family, thank you very much for being here and all your support that you give this channel. I really do appreciate it. If you want to be part of the Astroflower family, it's very simple. All you need to do, and you could do it right now, is just to subscribe and then click that bell of notification. In the meantime, I will see you on Saturday. Saturday for your weekly readings, Sagittarius. Okay, in the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. See what's going on with you, Aries. I say, like that doesn't sound nice, does it? It's actually quite nice. But you've got water and fire, water and fire, water and fire. That creates that hole and that water coming through you here. And obviously you're a pure fire sign, so you have that pure fire going all the way around you. But you do have a lot of fire inside you as well, which makes you incredibly fiery. But it is passionately about your emotions and how things should be, and it's like the moral standpoint in a way. That's what sort of like really gets you triggered right at the base. And I think that's where it's really going to affect you, how you assess yourself with the world that is around you. Let's just see what's going on with the changes that are coming through the solstice, the overall reading here. Standing tall and standing proud. I think that came out in your weekly reading actually as well. It is just sort of like being there and sort of saying, yeah, I can do this. You know, I can be, I can do this, which would be really good. Yeah, that seems to be the overall reading that's going on there, standing proud. Let's just see what the energy is here. The Knight of Cups. Standing proud. You are who you are. You have a lot to offer the world, and I think you're going to realise this with that wall of energy that was coming through in your weekly reading. And I think it's going to sort of say, look, this is what I got. Take it or leave it. You know, there's no quibbling about it. Just go ahead and do it, which is really, really nice for you. And just be emotionally engaged with your life, so then you can be emotionally engaged with everybody that is around you. Let's just see what's going on the relationship side here. Being that person that the family, friends, community can rely upon. Being that, it's like the person, you know, in the olden days you had like the Romans and what have you, and they had someone who was the staff bearer. And it was like, it's almost as if that's you. You're the point of reference. You know, Three of Wands, going off on that journey. That point of reference. Now, the Three of Wands is Harbour Master before, on the older cards. And it is that point of reference where boats come in and boats go. There's a lot of trade going on that port. There's things coming in. And it is that point of reference. And I think you should enjoy that journey of being at that point of reference within all of your relationships that are around you. Just go ahead and do it. Be that reference. Yeah. Okay, let's just see what's going on your money side and your financial sort of side of things. It's pushing you forward. Time to move on. There you go. The guides here, this is like a rite of passage. I think in the financial sort of side, it's kind of going, I know how to do this. I don't have to learn it again. I don't have to concentrate on it in a way. I could just do it. And it's time to move on to fresher pastures. And yeah, it can be a bit sort of repetitive and annoying at times of doing the same thing, but you could almost do it with your eyes closed. And I think in the financial sort of thing, it is really pushing forward. And pushing you to greener pastures. Not that you're doing badly, but it's, if you're looking for a job, it's going to be pushing you into a job. It's life itself is going to carry the weight for you by the looks of things. If you are who you are, I am who I am. Yeah, that song. So yeah. And enjoying that journey of being that point of reference, being that sturdy point of reference. Let's just see what's going through on the overall balance and harmony with everything that is around you. That's the overall outcome for all of this. So there you go, Aries. We will be doing your weekly reading on Saturday. It will be coming out on Saturday on this channel. If you're already part of the Astroflower family, we do thank you for your support for this channel. If you want to support this channel, it's very simple. You can do it right now. All you need to do is subscribe and then click that bell. Clicking that bell apparently is really important. In the meantime, Aries, don't forget, life should be fun. Please do enjoy. Air signs, Aquarius. Let's just see what's going on for you guys at the moment. You have a lot of water and air and fire mixing in your flower. You have water and fire, water and fire. but then also you have the fire that's coming through you, that's coming, the cardinal fire that's coming through you there. You do have that mutable fire that comes in there as well, which is mixing with that mutable water of Pisces going up through you there. I think it's mainly going to affect your relationship side. Certainly if there's a filament eruptions on you there. If there is a lot of just solar flares at this next couple of days, it's going to stimulate the emotional drive on your financial sort of side of life. So it's important to see what happens on Cymatic TV tomorrow and see what happens there in order for you to get the best out of life and the vibration and put yourself in the flow. Okay, let's just see what's going on for this solstice reading here. The overall message coming through for you. Not everyone can live to your standards. And that's not a harsh point of view on you or the people around you. It's just a case of, you're just next to Capricorn, so you might have a touch of the Capricorns about you in a way, because you've got that Capricorn cardinal energy that flows through you there. And it meets that Aries Capricorn, Aries cardinal fire that comes through there. And you have really good understanding of the human world and how to apply in the human world. And it's a case of, going down to the child's level rather than picking the child up and bringing them up to your level. It's going to make your life a lot easier if you do that and realize that some people may not be so far down the path as your good selves. Okay, let's just see what the overall energy is playing here. Out with the old and in with the new. So it's the emotions that are coming through this solstice here. You may have to stop adapting yourself for the outside world because your emotions will be in line. So out with the old and in with the new. So before, it may be a case of kind of being a little bit candid with your emotions or a little bit selective with your emotions, simply because of that whole sort of thing of going down to a child's level rather than bringing the child up to yourself. And it may be a case here that the emotions that change within the world around you will suit you a lot. And so, yeah, it just seems to be that sort of energy that's going through it. The Seven of Swords, so playing smart, avoiding confrontation because you play smart, avoiding difficulty in your life because you're playing smart. On old cards, it's someone who's stealing the knives or the swords from another army, so then the army doesn't actually have any swords to fight the other army with, so then you can avoid the war. And I think this is more a case of you, whereas the emotions change with the solstice, it's going to put you in a position where it's a lot more logical for you to deal with. Okay, let's just see what's happening on the emotional and the relationship side. Finding your raison d'être. So finding your reason of being, basically. That's what it seems to be. Six of Cups. Yeah, transition from the old to the new. Remembering, where you've been from, where you've come from, and going forward to the new. And it is that whole sort of transition between the two. And I think it's that transition that's going to put you in line emotionally with the people around you. And you're going to realize that some people that you've connected with over your life will still be there, and there's some people that may not be there. But then that's fine. It's okay. Everybody's got their path to be on. No one's at fault. It's just life itself. So yeah, just being, allowing that passionate, calculative energy of Aries to flow through you there. So it actually sort of, almost sort of like you know how like firefighters will do a controlled burning in order to stop a fire. That's exactly this sort of situation here. Okay, now let's see how it goes on the financial sort of side of life. It's if you're going to celebrate, celebrate. So that's what it sort of seems to be like. There seems to be like a celebration here, which is really nice. And it's because you're emotionally detached to the world around you. You're not, or the financial world around you. You're not getting emotionally involved in it. If you don't get emotionally involved in it, you can be cool, calm, and collective about it. Yeah. Fair exchange. Yeah. That's what it needs to be. Because when you lose yourself and your emotions in regards to your job and your business or your projects, you end up losing a lot more than just your time. And it has to be a fair exchange. You have to be a little bit clinical sometimes in regards to your job and your business and stuff like that. I know you can be. I know you're very good at that. But here you need to be it with yourself and not to get... No, don't bottle up those emotions as much as don't get carried away with them. Just allow them to flow. Have that fair exchange between the two. Let's just see what the overall outcome is. Look at that, Knight of Swords above the Seven of Swords. Is that call to action? There is a definite celebration coming in for you guys. It'd be interesting to see what happens on the weekly reading for you on Sunday. Yeah, so it's a call to action. It's realizing, stabilizing all the emotions that are within you and the world around you will bring you up to having a really good call of action for you in life. So there you go, Aquarius. If you're already part of the Astroflower family, thank you for your support. If you want to be part of the Astroflower family, it's very easy. You can do it right now. All you need to do is subscribe and then click that bell to get those notifications. Okay, apparently clicking the bell is really important. Don't forget, we've got the energy update on Cymatic TV, which is also linked in the description below. In the meantime, Aquarius, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Gemini, a lot of fire in you, Gemini. And it's about time you let that fire grow and let it flow, let it follow those passions, you know, and you're not here to mop up after everyone. You will do, because you're like that. You're just very, very nice as the sign goes. But I'm hoping it's going to activate those fire that is in you, that you've got the fixed fire that goes like that around you. You've got the fire of Aries that comes through you like that. But then you do have that fire, you do have that water of Cancer, which goes up through there. So it may bubble up those emotions on the surface. It could be difficult and tricky, those emotions that come on the surface, because they do come out of that fire. But it could also be a good one. It depends on how you position yourself. Okay, so let's just see how the solstice helps you to position yourself. Yeah, the overall reading here. The overall energy going through, let's see what it is. I've got it's a day of songs today, so I've got Oasis song, which is "Don't Look Back in Anger," you don't tend to do that, to be honest, Gemini. You have those moments of kind of going, oh, like everybody, but it's more a case of allowing that passion and that emotion push you forward, and it will push forward through these emotions, and that'll give you the path to follow. So you don't even have to stop and think about what you're doing and where you're going. Getting involved with other people seems to be really important for you at the moment. Don't know why. It just seems to be a very important thing. And because you're going to find in every single base petal, you've got fire. So it's all about the bass, about the bass, about the bass. You know, I forgot who that was, who that song is, but it's all about the bass for you guys. So let's just see what that sort of overall reading is again. Life is to be lived and learned. And you can't learn without living. So just go ahead and live life. That's what it seems to be. 6 of Wands. Funny thing is, who else got that? I think it was Leo. So definite victories are possible for you out of this solstice. This change of emotional state or attitude within you. Much more in touch with your emotions and allowing your emotions to really overflow and be that guide of life. Let's just see what's going on the relationship side. It's like going in a garage, and when you go in the garage, you come across a box, and you look in that box, and you kind of discover things that you haven't seen for ages, and you kind of go, "Oh wow, do you remember this? Do you remember that?" I think it's a case of here of discovering things about yourself which will allow you to have a different type of a relationship with the people that are around you. That's what the message is sort of coming in. 5 of Swords, walking away from things that cause you headache. This is what I said earlier on about sort of like, the allowing your emotions to be your guide and just walking away, just going ahead and being sociable without being, caught on the emotions. Because on this side of you, you don't have a lot of water. In fact, you don't have any. And I think sometimes it's a bit sort of, relationships can be a little bit sort of processed like a mechanic of doing things, and I think you've got to stay away from that. I think you've got to allow your emotions, this part of your emotions, really to sort of surface and enjoy. I mean, if people don't like them, that's their problem, not yours. If you're happy with yourself, you will find people that are happy to be with you as well. And I think that's a case of those victories coming out. It's going to be really good if you allow that to flow through. Let's just see what's going on the financial or money side. Sorry, on the money side. Let's just have a look here. You're looking to invest in yourself, and I think that's going to happen, but it's going to be according to the victories that happen with you sociably or within the life that is around you, and that you have a big dose of I'm not responsible for everybody's emotions. You are only responsible for your emotions. If you live it fully, then if people have a problem, that is their problem. It's not your problem. It's not you necessarily causing problems for other people, because you wouldn't do that, Gemini. Gemini don't tend to do that. Okay, so here is like it's let's get cooking. Let's get going. Queen of Wands, really nice. She's going to contribute to that victory, as I said earlier on. Being involved in those passions and allowing that, because this is where you got a lot of the fire as well. Obviously you got fire down there, you got fire there, but you've also got your cardinal fire, which is coming in from Aries, which is giving you that calculative process factor within you, and you've got the fire on the outside there. But as it does, it crosses that water that comes out of this card here and drives over to your relationship side. And if you concentrate on the here and now and being here and now, you will get some good financial rewards for you. Invest in you. That's what I would suggest. Don't invest in something, invest in you. So whatever you do in regards to job, business and stuff like that, make sure it's a good investment for you. Okay, let's just see what the overall energy is going forward. Nurturing, learning to build upon you, on your passions and stuff like that. There you go, Gemini. I hope that helps out for the changes that are coming through on the vibrations on the solstice. As I say, we will be doing a energy update on the on Cymatic TV. So please do go down in the description below, and you can find us over on Cymatic TV as well. In the meantime, if you've been part of the Astroflower family, I do appreciate your support, Gemini. You're absolutely amazing. If you're not part of the Astroflower family, It's very easy to do, and it would be very much appreciated. All you need to do is subscribe and click that bell. You can do it right now. In the meantime, Gemini, I will see you on Sunday for your weeklies. In the meantime, the world is for you. Please do enjoy, because life should be fun. Libra. Now Libra, you were quite funny actually, because you got a lot. Libra, how you doing? Welcome to the solstice thing. I should say that really. Yeah, you had a lot of the cards that came up over across the board. You had the Judgment, you had the World card, which was quite a lot. You had also the Queen of Cups, which figured out quite a lot. You also had the Page of Swords in there as well, and the Two of Wands. So, you know, there was a lot going on for you, and it seems to be, you seem to personify a little bit the emotional sort of situations going on with the changes in the solstice reading. Now, you've only got that fire coming in here, so it's going to change, may affect how your guides communicate and how they get that karmic path right up to you in your subconscious, and how you can apply it in your life. And then you've got the water there. So you've got cardinal water that comes in from there, from Capricorn on that side. And then you have that water from Scorpio, which is next to you there. So, yeah, I think it's a case here of, being passionate about life and just going ahead and living it. There seems to be a lot of things coming to the surface very, very quickly for you, Libra, at the moment. Let's just see what happens with the overall reading. Let's just have a look, see what's going on. It's really happening out here. So it's happening in the subconscious and in the interaction with the world around you. Let your passions be your guide, I think. This is what it's sort of saying here. Let your passions be your guide, and don't worry too much about it. That'll be the thing that holds you back. So just be that whole sort of spontaneity. I think I said that in your weekly reading. If you want to see that, go and have a look on the channel, and you'll be able to see it there. Yeah, and it's all to do with being that spontaneity and being passionate about life and being mentally engaged in life. Yeah, let's just see what the overall reading is here. You're being called to action, and it's sort of saying here is, if you're going to live it fully. Don't live half measures. New dimension, Four of Wands, going from one dimension to another. That's what it seems to be like for you guys. Really important there. Four of Wands. Yeah, it's moving from one state to another. And I think this is, as I say, I think the solstice really sort of personifies you in a way. And it is moving from one state to another. I think you're going to be emotionally a lot more engaged, but it's going to be very logical for you going forward. And it doesn't seem to be there's no other way of doing it. It's just, that's the evident path, and therefore I just go ahead and do it. That's what it seems like. So it seems really good for you moving from one state to another. Let's just see what's going on the relationship side and on your emotional sort of side. It's very, very big. A lot of signs have had this. It's a case of it is what it is. If someone doesn't like that, then that surely is their problem. I like coffee sponge cake, which is really nice. I like cheesecake as well. But you may hate coffee sponge cake, but then, and you may like, say, like lemon tart, which would probably be true. But and I may not like lemon tart, but then that's my problem, not yours. Doesn't really matter, if you know what I mean. It is what it is. And Hierophant is sitting in that understanding, that knowledge of what you know of that star, and just sitting in your pure happiness and sort of saying, Oh, you don't like lemon tart? Well, that's, you know, shame on you. Tough luck for you. So, what a shame. You know, I love it. And knowing yourself and just being it, yeah, it is what it is. You are what you are. Yeah. I think that comes out for a lot of people at the moment. A lot of signs. Let's see what's going on in your financial sort of side. There's a real spike here. You may have had a difficult time financially over the past sort of year or so, and might have been a bit stressful. And now it's getting into a stage now where you seem to have been running around doing a lot of stuff, and now it's getting to a sort of stage where you've built that tower. Therefore, you've got that point of reference in your life, and from that point of reference, you can build on a lot of other things. Victories. It's really, really, really nice. I think you're going to personify this change, this equinox, solstice change. I was saying to Tanya actually, because she's a Libra, and I was saying to Tanya that sort of like this, you know, this change in the solstice is definitely seems to be personified by Libra. And you've got that victory coming in. It's gonna, if you treat your emotion, it is what it is, and you wholeheartedly go through to the next stage of your life, the next step in your life, you're going to build nothing but victories. Let's just see what the overall energy is, sort of like the overall outcome, as it were, for you going up for the. Oh, there's way too many things, but the world did come up. It did have the Three of Swords at the back, but right at the back. I think that's something that's way in the past. It's not in this future. Let's just see what's going for the future. Ace of Cups, absolutely brilliant. Lead by your love, by your passions, by your emotions. And that's beautiful with that water that sort of flows through you. So there you go, Libra. I hope that's really helped you out. For this week, how to take this transition of the solstice within your stride. Obviously, we will be doing the energy update on Somatic TV for this solstice, and that'll be coming out tomorrow. And you will have your weeklies coming out on Sunday. Yes, if you want to be part of the Astroflower family, it's very easy. You can do it right now. All you need to do is subscribe and click that bell. In the meantime, Libra, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.